Welcome to the series where I test out the OSRS Wiki money-making guides. I started this series almost a year ago, and since then we've tried out multiple methods even if they're a little silly, such as picking bananas or even flax. If you enjoy these types of videos, then feel free to check out the playlist that I've made for them, and feel free to leave a suggestion down in the comments for a method that you'd like to see tested. With that being said, let's get into the video.
So for today's moneymaker, we'll be taking a look at charging water orbs. So for this moneymaker, you want to make sure you have 56 magic to use the spell, and 70 or 80 agility is highly recommended because you can use some shortcuts to speed up the whole process, which will allow you to charge more of these water orbs. Some good defense is recommended since there are a bunch of monsters scattered throughout the area, and of course weight reducing clothing since we are running around, as well as a water staff and the anti-dragon shield. Now, if you are under 70 agility, you do need the dusty key to navigate through this area, so make sure you have that. And after about an hour, it says that we can make about 250k, so we'll be testing that today. Alright, so for this moneymaker, I am wearing my full graceful since we are going to be doing a bit of running. I also have a staff of water along with the cosmic runes needed to change these unpowered orbs into water orbs. I have an anti-dragon shield to help out with the black dragons that are on the way over there. I'd say this is pretty important, so make sure you bring this. And also in the bank, I have some antidotes because there are some poisonous spiders on the way as well. So if we get poisoned, we can just drink one of these. Now, as for teleports, I would recommend bringing Falador teleports since it'll save you more time than the method that I'm going to be using. I'm using my max cape to teleport straight to my house, and then I can hit the ornate rejuvenation pool if I need it for stamina and maybe even the poison. And then from there, I can teleport straight to Falador with my portal nexus. But I think it's better off if you use Falador teleports, but I am curious to see how many of these unpowered orbs we can charge by using the POH method. Now, as you already know, we are starting in Falador, so we'll be running over to this Taverley dungeon. Once you go in here, since we have the shortcut, there is a 70 agility shortcut and an 80 agility, so if you have 80 agility, you're much better off since you can skip all of this running over here. You can just run straight over here and then run over here to this map link, go up the ladder here, and then you'll be at the water obelisk. After we do that, we'll teleport straight to our house and then back to Falador here, and we can bank right here in this area and then do it all over again. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So this is future me talking now, just letting you know that the antidotes are extremely important because those spiders will poison you if they hit you, and Protect from Melee doesn't actually help out against the poison. Even if you get hit a 0, you will still have a chance of being poisoned, and the poison is very annoying not only because it lowers your health, but because it interrupts the process of charging the water orbs. So instead of being able to AFK here, you'll have to constantly be clicking the obelisk every single time you take damage, which is like every 10 to 15 seconds. So I would highly recommend bringing the antidote, because later on you'll see that I have to be casting this quite a few times because of that annoying poison. It's not too much money, so I'd say it's definitely a worthy investment. Now, besides antidotes, you will also probably need stamina potions. Eventually, you will run out of stamina and you'll be walking over here to the obelisk. I just used the ornate rejuvenation pool whenever I knew that I didn't have enough stamina to make it there. With 99 agility and a negative weight, I think I was able to make like 4 or 5 trips before needing to run. If I didn't have about 55 stamina before starting the run over there, I would hit the ornate rejuvenation pool. Now overall, I'd say this is pretty comparable in profit to charging air orbs right now, but you have the added benefit that you aren't in the wilderness this time. With air orbs, you do have to venture into low-level wilderness, and you have the chance of being attacked by another player. But here, the only thing you have to worry about is of course those spiders and the black dragons. So when you cross the black dragons, make sure that, of course, you have your anti-dragon shield so you don't take massive damage from the dragon fire, but also make sure you throw up Protect from Melee because they can hit fairly hard, and they're usually able to get 2 hits off before I climb the ladder, so keep that in mind. Now, according to the wiki, there is a faster method of doing this. You could use the transport system, and of course, you could move your house over to Taverley and run south from there instead of running from Falador. But I didn't feel like doing all that just for an hour of charging water orbs. And as I said earlier, agility is very important here. If you have 80 agility, you're going to be able to use that shortcut, which saves a lot of time. If you are under 70 agility, it's going to be a longer run to this area, and it might not even be worth doing this moneymaker. But I mean, if you have 80 agility, you're probably not going to be here unless you're like a skiller or something. There's plenty of other good moneymaker that you can do if you have 80 agility already. But yeah, I'd say this is a fairly chill moneymaker. No risk of dying really if you play it smart whenever you're navigating through the dungeon. And of course, it's pretty AFK once you actually make it to the obelisk. You can AFK there for quite a bit while your character automatically charges the water orbs. Just of course make sure that you drink the antidote so you don't have to worry about being poisoned. The scenery here is also very nice. You can see some fishermen catching some lobsters and whatnot, so you'll have that to look forward to, I guess. And with that being said, that is pretty much the end of this 1 hour of charging water orbs. We'll go ahead and take a look at how many we were able to charge throughout this video. Alright, so after 1 hour of charging these water orbs, we managed to get 540. Let's go ahead and do a price check on that. Total value of around 566,000 GP. Let's go ahead and sell them off in the GE. Alright, so I've done some price checking, and unfortunately these water orbs aren't selling for market price. Market price is 1,049, but currently they're selling for more, around 958. I'll put them in for 957 just to be sure. And there we go, they've all sold. I let them sit there for like 975 at one point, and they weren't selling, so I decided to drop them down a little bit more. And there we go, 517,320 GP. But if you plan on doing this for a very long time, then consider leaving them in there for market price, and maybe they will sell. So you'll be able to maximize your total profit if you are able to sell them for the market price. But now we can go ahead and take a look at the total profit we made from this 1 hour of charging the water orbs. So if we take into account the cost of supplies, which was 264,984 GP, subtract that from the money we made, which was 517,320 GP, we get a grand total profit of 252,336 GP. So not a crazy amount of GP, but this moneymaker is fairly low effort. Of course, if you want to hit those GP margins, I guess, you do have to have 80 agility. Lower than 70 might not be worth doing just because of the long run, so keep that in mind. And not only did we manage to make some GP, but we also got some magic experience and a little bit of agility experience from using these shortcuts. So I guess it did kind of pay off to have a higher agility level. It's kind of like the saying, the rich get richer. Well, the higher your agility level, the more XP you get doing this moneymaker. That's a joke, of course. Don't take it seriously, please. I just want to say thanks for checking out the video, and if you did enjoy it, please consider giving it a thumbs up and maybe even a subscription. And as always, I will catch you guys in the next episode.